I definitely see the panic among Russian society, because even my friends, even my girlfriends, they're talking about their co-workers that now are, panically looking at the tickets to leave Russia, but basically it's not possible because these young men who already served the compulsory service, they all panicked. They obviously don't want to go to the war, even though maybe not ideologically, but in general, they're not ready to sacrifice their lives for Putin and his elites.
You took great risks with your own protests, Masha. I just wonder whether you think people will feel so strongly that they will go and protest now.
Police arresting people right now. And if you look to the videos from different cities of Russia, it's not only Moscow, St. Petersburg, it's from Central Park to Siberia. People going to the streets and central squares, but the number of police is much more than people. Why it's happening? Because this machine has money and this machine has resources. And these resources they got from gas and oil, which Europe's still buying from Putin's state.
So what do you say when Europeans say, well, prices of energy are rocketing here, we can't afford to ditch Russian oil and gas immediately?
I understand for the short term, as a short-term prospect, is not the most convenient and comfortable decision for the population. But as a long-term decision, do you really want to be dependent on a dictator who can basically influence your politics whatever he wants? I mean, majority of people in Ukraine right now in a constant bombing of Russian army, they're leaving their houses, they're leaving their homes, they're losing their children, families. And I think right now we should be united, and I would be happy if West will understand that and stop prioritize money over human lives.
In Russia, you're taking an immense risk to protest. In Europe, people can protest. So what would you say to them to get the message to Putin and to other leaders?
I think a lot of European people just forget what do they have, and they forget how privileged they are. They have an option to go to the streets and protest and not be imprisoned for 10 years for that. They can openly write in their social media what do they want and not be imprisoned for 15 years. They can call the war the war. They can call Putin a terrorist and not be imprisoned again for 7 years. Telling our story of our imprisonment just to remind people what do they have, and to force them to do their own actions here, because democracy doesn't exist for forever. And what do you have you can lose. The example of United States, you can look to that easily, how they got Trump, how they got the ban of abortions now in 21st century.
And we've seen at the UN in New York, world leaders talking about Ukraine. You think they're still too timid? Europe is still too timid?
I believe that just people tend to prioritize money over human lives. They've been, if we talk about European Union, they've been prioritizing, business with Russia, and basically being all these years being deeply concerned, but not really doing serious steps to support other side. They should finally accept the reality and stop being hypocrites.
When do you hope to return to Russia? Do you believe you can return to Russia while Putin is still there, or do you have to wait until he's gone?
I do hope that one day I can return. Yeah, but it doesn't really help me with what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I do have feelings for Russia. I do miss my family. I really do, I am. But I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe that this is important. And we all have feelings, but it makes me stronger also because I do it not only for myself, but also for my family.
Olga, Masha, Pussy Riot in its entirety, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck with the tour.
Thank you.